Like we said last time, that when we bring a question, we normally target something. So what is our target in this question? We are targeting this part of the question based on the two different opinions expressed by H and S. Calculate the maximum acquisition premium. Now I'm sure that is a language that you've come across before. This language you've come across before. Maximum acquisition premium. So we now know that this takes us to a situation where these companies are operating independently, their value is low compared to the combined. This concept of maximum acquisition premium is something that you have now come across before, and it should not stress you. The only thing that you need to do is just look at the figures given so that you can arrange them. And demonstrate the maximum acquisition premium. Another reason why I bring this question is because it's got the CIV, calculated intangible value. So this question is one of the few questions that demonstrates how to value an intangible asset using the CIV approach. So I want to see how the CIV approach works here. For me, you have not also seen a P evaluation. How do we apply the P evaluation? This one will also come out in this particular question, the PE evaluation. So there are things that you want to talk about. So let's go through. We hope you read through the question so that you won't take a lot of time reading through. So let's go. Have company is a publicly listed company involved in the production of highly technical and sophisticated electronic components for complex machinery. Okay. So we're talking about the highly technical and sophisticated electronic components. It has a number of diverse popular products, an active research and development department, significant cash reserves, and highly talented management. Highly talented management, who are very good in getting products to market quickly. So they seem to be quite a well-positioned company. So what are they lacking? What are they lacking? A new industry that H company is looking to venture into is the biotech industry, which has been expanding rapidly, and there are strong indications that this recent growth is said to continue. However, H company has limited experience in this industry. Therefore, it believes that the best and quickest way to expand would be through acquiring a company already operating in this industry. And that's what we learned, isn't it? The quickest way to grow your business is to acquire a company which is already in the industry. That's what we learned. I'm sure you remember that. Huh? The quickest way of growing your business. Strand Company is a private company operating in the biotech industry. and is owned by a consortium of business angels, those people who have got money in the city, and company managers. The owner managers are highly skilled scientists who have developed a number of technically complex products. But I found it difficult to commercialize them. They have also been increasingly constrained by lack of funds to develop their innovative products further. Discussions have taken place about the possibility of Strand Company being acquired by HAL. Strand Company's managers have indicated that the consortium of owners is happy for the negotiations to proceed. If Strand Company is acquired, it is expected that its managers would continue to run Strand Company part of the larger combined company. Now, let's look at what we need for our question. Let's look at what we need for our question. That's our focus. Strand Company is of the opinion that most of its value is in intangible assets. Comprising intellectual capital. Therefore, the premium payable, now listen to that, should be based on the present value to infinity of the after-tax excess earnings the company has generated in the past 3 years over the average return on capital employed of the biotech industry. So this is one opinion. The present value of the excess earnings. Now, if you notice this method, although they're not mentioning it, that's what we called the excess value, the present value to infinity of the after-tax excess earnings. The other opinion, however, urged the opinion that the premium should be assessed on synergy benefits created by the acquisition and changes in value due to changes in the price earnings ratio. So they're mentioning price earnings ratio before and after. Now you see, the only thing that when you look at this question, the marks are very few. So going to go by the first method, they say these are the earnings. Okay, these are before tax. So you add up these earnings. Okay. Then you look at the excess earnings. So can somebody add this and get an average? What's the average of this? What's the average?
397.
Finding 373.
373. So that's an average. That's an average figure, isn't it? Yeah. 373. So this is the actual earnings. This is the actual earnings. What is expected earnings? What's the expected earnings? They have guided us here. Over the average return on capital employed of the biotech industry. Average return on capital employed. Where is the capital employed figure? Where is the capital employed figure?
It's below there, 20%. The biotech industry pre-tax return on capital
Yes,
employed.
so the pre-tax return is 20% on capital employed. Where is the capital employed? The capital employed is this one here. That's your capital employed. That is your equity, and that is your liability or debt. So what is the average here? You don't need a calculator. Let's go. 300 plus 400. This figure is the same. That's 700. The first one is what? 700 plus that. That's what? 8. The next one is what? 700 by that. And the last one is what? What's the average? What's the average of these figures?
$869.3.
869. Okay. Multiply by 20% of that. Get 20% of this figure. What do you get?
173.87.
173.
0.87.
0.87. So what is the excess earnings? It's your 373 minus 173.87. So much is excess earnings? How much is the excess earnings?
199.13.
Tax. What is the tax? Let's take out the tax. After tax, tax is 20%. How much is the tax? 20% of that? How much is the tax?
39.83.
30.
9.83.
What is the net of tax?
159.3.
The present value of this figure to infinity. How do you get the present value of perpetuity? You simply divide this figure by what?
The cost of capital.
So how much do you find? One 9.3 divided by 7. What do you get?
2,275.77.
200.
75.77.
So this is really the present value of the excess earnings. That's the value of the intangible. Hmm. Let's formalize that. Let's formalize that. Let's formalize that, people. So have we seen what was expected from us? Hmm. Have we gotten the idea of what was expected?
Yes.
Okay, let's just see formalize that then. Let's just do that. Okay, let's go. When actual average earnings. So the actual average earnings were 397 plus 370 plus 352. $373 and the expected earnings we go to the 20%. We added those 883 plus 866 plus 883 plus 866 plus 859 divided by 3. So we go to our excess earnings. Tax 20%. And lastly, the present value to infinity equals okay, so this is what we calculated, isn't it? This is what we calculated. Okay, is that okay? Are there any questions on this one? Any questions on what you have done?
Mr. Piri, since the tangible assets are the ones that are used, will it be, how can we explain the tangible assets in this case? Is it current assets plus non-current assets less liabilities? How do you explain?
Yeah, so this business has got intangible assets, which you can't find on the balance sheet. So we did cover that. There's one method. If you believe you've got intangible assets, there's one method of estimating their value, which involves estimating what? Which involves estimating what?
Excess earnings.
So we are saying that ideally this company is supposed to be earning how much? This company is supposed to be earning how much?
174.
Based on what?
Based on the tangible assets.
Yes. But how much are they earning? On average, how much are they earning?
373.
So there's an excess of how much?
199.
The question is, who is generating this? Who is generating these earnings? Who is generating these earnings? It's something we can't see. It's something that we can't see. And that something that we can't see is what we call what?
Goodwill, I think.
Okay.
Those are the intangible assets. That's what you can't see. So that's what this method says. So it says, in addition to these assets, you have something that you can't see. Now, on this particular question, they're saying we must base our what? On the value of the intangible assets.
So just to, just to help now, let's say in the question, we can assume that the tangible assets are made up of non-current assets and current assets.
Or which one is this you're saying there? I missed
The
it.
tangible,
Or the tangible assets.
yes.
Uh-huh.
Let me say they are made up of non-current, in short, the NCA plus the CA.
No, it's a non-current assets. Eh?
Pardon?
It's a current assets. Eh?
Or the tangible assets.
The tangible assets are non-current assets of your business.
Okay.
But when you talk about total assets now, you talk about total assets, then you go to non-current assets plus the current assets. That gives you the total assets.
Sorry, just this is taken. So the tangible assets are the current assets.
Hello? The tangible?
Hello? Tangible assets are the current.
The fixed assets.
Okay, thanks.
Fixed assets. Eh? The motor vehicles, the buildings, the plant and machinery. Those are the ones.
Thanks.
All right.
So they like it twisting questions, these people.
Yeah, but here, what must mark here is CIV. CIV has not come in a long time, so you must make sure you have who. And your markers are very friendly. Don't just mark the final answer. They'll mark for all the attempts. All the attempts, everything that you do, SCA markers give you a mark for it. Eh? So the mark is also not just given to this, no. Those people show that they understood Excel earnings. Maybe just missed an average, or they miss. But so they'll be giving half marks. Actually, the marking for SCA is very friendly. Eh? Very, very friendly. If you see the way they give marks, that is why those who pass don't say, no, they did a lot of, no. The only thing that they were methodical and they were breaking down their work as much as possible. So the marker, as the marker was going in, he was giving marks like that. It's not that the people who passed the paper, those who got this figure right. No, there are people who showed, like somebody knows how to do this computation. Just by taking this figure, dividing, even if that figure is wrong, but just by showing that you know how to get the present value of an infinity, a mark will be given. Knowing that you're supposed to remove tax, you apply 20%, another mark will be given. That's how SCA marks. Eh? If you look at SCA marking, actually, it's very, very friendly. Yeah, the few times that some of us have been invited to participate, you find that where you give 4 out of 15, the experience markers are giving 11 out of 15. And they tell you that you don't know how to mark because as we mark for all these, all the little things they mark, you know, even the discount factors, they mark that. Just discount factors, they give you a mark for that. Okay. Let's go to the PE method now. I hope that's okay for everybody. If there are questions, please do ask the questions. So the reasons for bringing this question, one was to demonstrate the CIV. Another one, demonstrate the PE method. Let's look at the PE method. They said the PE before and after. Now, if you look at our question here, they've given us a lot of information. Okay. What was the values before and after? Before and after. Now remember that small table that we did? Let's do that table again. You know that table we did? So here we call our company, say we've got H and S, and we've got a combined company, HS. So here, individual, and there, combined. Let's fill in what has been given. Let's go. Remember the last question we did M and N, eh? Some values were given, isn't it? Is there any value which is given today? Is there any value which is given today? Let's just break this. It will be